Hello everyone, and welcome to the semi-finals of the Physical Special Tournament. And more specifically, to the most awesome match in the tournaments so far. I've been hyping it up for a while, and it's because I remember this being such an awesome match. It's against Flash Silver, who we beat in round 1 of Swiss, and after we won Swiss, they were able to get to 4th place in Swiss. So we face off again in the semifinals. But because we faced before, we have more information on each other's teams, more about what we expect, like more moves and items and strategies that we might employ. So I know that their Lopunny is their fake out last resort one. I know that Togekiss is just in general dangerous for my Z move. I know that Magneton is Eviolite. There are a lot of things that I know about them, but at the same time, they know stuff about me from the previous rounds. They likely know at this point that Tapu Lele is Choice Scarfed. They likely know that Suicune has Mirror Coat, that Lycanroc has Counter and Focus Sash. There are many things that we now know from each other that we can now use to get an advantage over the other person. Let's see why I remember this as being such an awesome match. I've not seen this since we had the battle back in January 9th. Let's go. Landorus is my regular opening. They open a Rockronid. I do weaken them though, so that's decent. I knock off their Assault Vest to hit them better later. Liquidation, even with the Intimidate, deals a lot of damage. The Rocky Helmet does deal some back. A U-turn deals some good damage. Switch to Serenity. That Liquidation doesn't do much damage, still more than I expected. Extra Sensory doesn't quite do all that much, and then they leech life and heals most of that back up. I don't really like that, so another switch. Magearna, even with the critical hit, only 9%, so hopefully Magearna can do something fancy. The switch is the Magneton, however, I decided to Volt Switch because that would deal the most damage to Rockronid anyway. And if they did switch, I could switch to an appropriate counter. I decided to not go for my Z move here because I expected Togekiss to come in, however I do use Close Combat to deal some damage. Switch then to Magearna because Fairy type moves, and even a Flying type as Togekiss is as well, is dangerous. Iron Head, they are smart, switch to their Garchomp with Rough Skin and Rocky Helmet. Landorus comes in, blocks off the Earthquake with the immunity. Did they misclick there? They might have, at least I get some free damage off there. Let's see. I clicked Earthquake while Magearna was still out, then it gave me my attacks again, assuming that my internet lagged. I clicked on Earthquake again, and it used it 2 turns in a row. Some kind of strange lag thing. They switch into Togekiss. It doesn't work. Air Slash there. No, Fireball doesn't deal too much. Finn comes back in. I Fleur Cannon, because they didn't want Iron Head, I guess, or I expected a different switch. Either way, that is one Pokemon gone at least. I switch into my Flower Power. I resist Solar Fire's Hidden Power, which might be Grass. I'm not sure. Iron Head, predicting Togekiss's switch in. However, they have Weakness Policy. That is not what I wanted. They Dazzling Gleam, deal good damage with a critical hit. Aura Sphere, and that's Flower Ball gone. I couldn't Iron Head to take him out. Green Flash, hopefully I can do something with Accelerock. Yes, I can, but their Togekiss switch is out because they probably want to keep that for Kommo-o. Here comes Magneton, hits Lycanroc. I just crunch again, I feel that's the best way to go. Lower the defense, which is nice. Hidden Power likely predicting a possible switch at least. Doing that. I then Drain Punch, Magneton out. 4-3, still leading, but I'm not very happy with the pressure they're putting on me. Dazzling Gleam. They still haven't used Lopunny, but I keep that in the back of my mind. Psychic doing good job. Here comes Lopunny. Lopunny unable to use Fake Out, but they have to do it. Fake Out does work here. I think at this point I forgot that Psychic Terrain does stop the priority moves, but only if used on an affected Pokemon. And Landorus is not affected, so I could have kept in Lele and just attacked. Maybe I send Landorus into, likely to 1 lower the attack and 2 for Rocky Helmet damage. But I'm gonna guess that I forgot that Psychic Terrain stops the priority move on something that's affected, so Lele would have actually been able to just get a free Psychic off and probably take out the Lopunny, now that I think about it. Damage on them though, Lele back in. Psychic because that would do more damage to Typhlosion. Here comes Lopunny again. I just had to switch, now probably remembering that the... what's it? The Psychic thing, Psychic Train is the thing, but probably I just don't want Tapu Lele to get hit by a Fake Out, because I know it can outspeed and then take out Lopunny with the Choice Scarf. Lele comes back in once again Psychic Terrain. There comes a Psychic, and Lopunny is down. Bunch of back and forth switching, trying to counter each other, and eventually I take the game 2-0. Let's see. I just now realized I accidentally did attack Investigator for speed on Lopunny. I think you speed in initials. For this setup here on the Landorus. Alright, so that's 2-0 in the first game. We're not done yet though. It's time for game number 2 in this match. I still open with Landorus. They open with Magneton. Knock off, get rid of that Eviolite, makes it easier to KO. Also because I predicted a switch, so I didn't want Earthquake immediately. Now I Earthquake, then they switch. Well, great. Knock off. Apparently I'm certain that Magneton has Hidden Power Water. Now I knock off the Weakness Ball. Let's see at least get rid of that. But then the Landorus is gone. No Stealth Rock up. And I've already lost a Pokemon that is immune to Earthquake. So, yeah, I couldn't really stop this. Fleur Cannon actually do hit, so I take out the Guard Jump. Here comes Solar Flare. Is that a Choice Scarf, Choice Specs? I think it's one of the two. Bulletproof actually stops that. Iron Head predicting Togekiss doesn't quite work. They said a Magneton, but then I Drain Punch. Magneton is gone, so I take the lead purely based on Pokemon. So interested in beginning to fodder it, really. But it actually survives that Togekiss hit, but then they do Aura Sphere and take out Magearna. Tapu Lele, it is your turn. Rockwood comes in. They have an Assault Vest, but hey, Thunderbolts deals good damage against a Rockwood even without Assault Vest, so we're going to keep going with that. Oh no, I did not expect that, and that wasn't even a crit. I use Accelerock, but forget the Psychic Terrain stops it, so oh no. And then I just crunch. I should have just done that. I should have just crunched. I was faster. 2 focus on the priority, because that is one of the main things that Lycanroc does well, especially with the Tough Claws ability. Takes stuff out with a priority move. I think Tough Claws boosts Acceleroc's smart by 30%, getting it to 52. And then with Stab, that's 26 extra, the 78 power priority move, and that is strong. 2 focus on that, forgot the Psychic Terrain. And as shown, the turn after, Crunch could have just taken it out. Puts me on the back foot though. Fake Out doesn't work on their part, but they had to do that to allow Last Resort to work. Extra Sensory deals just over half, but I'm not going to survive another Last Resort to use the second one. Flower Power, your turn. Do I Z-move? I decide to Z-move, but they predicted correctly. And the immunity from Togekiss' Fairy type makes this an even more difficult fight for me. Iron Head does come in, get the crit, don't get the flinch, so they can Dazzling Gleam me, and there's this Green Flash with, yeah, 1%. And they're not even going to send in their Lopunny with Fake Out. They just decide to go with Eruption from Solar Flare. And it's Flash Silver that takes the next one. And if you remember, this is the 6th tournament. I've won tournament 1, 3, 4, and 5. Only tournament 2, the Arceus Metronome tournament, I haven't won at this point. It's now 1-1 in the semifinals. If I lose this next battle, the deciding battle in this match, then I still have a chance to fight for the podium, to fight for 3rd, but I'll certainly not be 1st. And that'll be a thing that hasn't happened since the Arceus Metronome tournament, where Flash Silver took the title. They're going for their 2nd title. I'm going for my 5th one. Time for game 3. Time for battle 3. Let's have some fun. Magneton, I decided to switch it up. Magearna. Thunderbolt. Hidden Power Fire. Deals more damage than they're dealing, so I believe I just decided to continue with it. Magearna's not a nice Pokemon to have there with Solar Fire. I decided to send in Kommo-o, but they correctly predicted, I think, with the extra sensory there. I send a Guard Jump. I Volt Switch, which doesn't work because of the ground type that they have. I decided to switch, which actually is a correct switch. Works well on that Magneton, just like last time. I decided to knock off instead in case they switch. They don't. in that case, yeah, in hindsight, yeah, sure, his Earthquake would have been better, but this felt better. U-turn, once again predicting the switch. This time they still don't switch like they did in the previous match. Because we know so much about each other's teams, and the same thing happened in Initials, where we had to face each other 3 times, semifinals, finals, grand finals. We knew almost everything the other team could do. We knew which of our opponent's Pokemon could counter our own Pokemon and in what ways. We could sort of guess even the effort value investment. And we're not as far here yet, but we know a lot about each other's movesets and items and how much damage a certain move from a certain Pokemon would do against another Pokemon. So it's so much more on predictions. And in a sense, I really like that. In a sense, it makes it a lot less exciting or fun. Because it's too much on prediction, and I don't quite like that. But as long as you have a good opponent, if you have an opponent that's nice, you can have some fun with, then it's such an exciting time. And in Initials, the multiple matches I had against Flash Silver were amazing, and this is still not done. I'm feeling more and more like this is it, the end of the reign of Elka. I won the first tournament by beating you twice after you beat me first. You could go on to win this tournament after losing to me first, and then beating me. It's looking very much like this is Initials, but reversed. Already having lost Landers, not looking that good. As soon as I got Intimidated, I knew why you sacrificed Landorus. Alright, Togekiss is gone, so I have a way to Z-move now. Suicune resists the liquidation. Extra sensory. Oh yeah, it doesn't do much because they have Assault. That's going to do the same thing as before, again with a Leech Life. Maybe with my Z move on Kommo-o, I could do something fancy. That Togekiss being gone is very important because they don't have an immunity to my Z move anymore. Leech Life, they keep going, I keep going, but they just heal too much. I decided to Scald instead. Does less damage, but I would go for the Burn. Doesn't work. They still Leech Life. Burn can do extra damage and halves their attacks. It's very important. Do I get the Burn now? No. Will you get the classic Alkaluk? Yeah, because this is pretty much the point in a match. Probably a bit later when we have like 2 or 3 Pokemon left where I get the Alkaluk. You've seen that, like, I suddenly start getting flinches with things like Iron Head or Air Slash. I suddenly start getting important crits with whatever. I suddenly start surviving things with 1%. I have Alkaluk. In important moments, I suddenly get lucky. Find out next time on Pokemon Z. Well, speaking of Z, wait, no, I finished Dragon Ball Z at GT. I did mean Z move, but I didn't want to remind them of my Z move, so I think I then corrected. I changed my mind and talked about Dragon Ball Z to make them not think about my Z move as much, because definitely the Z move was in my mind. Crunch there with Green Flash. Unfortunately, the Rough Skin and Rookie Helmet break my Focus Sash. That's really annoying because now I can't use Counter effectively. So I just decided to Crunch again, deal good damage. Their defense is lowered, which is nice. Unfortunately, Green Flash is down now. It's 3v5. It's looking very difficult, but I go for it. Choice Scarf Princess gets a good hit on Psychic. There's a crit. That could be important. I actually survived it this time too. It's a crit. Plus the thing, the Alkaluk is going to happen again. I get the crit, which was important, otherwise I might have not been able to take him out there, and then I survived a hit that in the previous battle, where Flash Silver made it 1-1, I actually survived. But then I didn't survive. Now I did survive with 2%, very few HP. This is important. And then they realized, oh wait, no more priority. If I win now, the script. And another reason I wanted to keep Lele is to stop that priority from Lopunny. The Fake Out won't do anything, and I can still Psychic. Magneton is out. They have to send in Solar Flare because Lopunny won't do much. Psychic, Eruption, takes out the Princess. This is a really exciting battle. 2 Pokemon left. I kind of wanted to keep Tapu Lele there. Just use it against Lopunny because Tapu Lele would have definitely taken out that Lopunny. However, Kommo-o, it's only at 12%. I need it. I need the Fake Out from Lopunny to go onto Flower Ball, because otherwise Kommo-o isn't going to survive it. I remember a lot of thought went into which one do I switch, do I not switch. I want to keep Lele for Lopunny. However, Solar Flare can do good damage against Flower Ball. A Fake Out will probably take out Flower Power, my Kommo-o. So there's a lot of things that, like, a lot of thought that went into it. I eventually decided to go with this, hope that they don't take me out. They had Eruption. I'm pretty sure at this point I realized it was choice scuffed, or at least really likely choiced. And with them having Eruption at 4%, that wasn't going to take me out, so I was okay with sending Magearna in there. I Volt Switch, get Kommo-o back in here, because likely I feel that Magearna is better against both of them, because at least Eruption won't be able to deal too much damage to Magearna. I think they have like Flamethrower or Fire Blast as well, but with my Solvus I can hopefully survive it. I think then I decide to let my Kommo-o take the Fake Out, and then Magearna can resist the Last Resorts from Lopunny and hopefully finish it off there. Fake Out, takes out the Kommo-o. Magearna, you have to do it. Last Resort doesn't do much damage. Fleur Cannon, it hits. That one was important. That one was important, that hit. Get a bit of my special attack back. There comes Solar Flare. Focus Blast misses. It misses. Volt Switch. It's done. Yes! They decided to go with Focus Blast because that would have been their best chance. But then they get the miss. I get the hit with Fleur Cannon earlier on Lopunny. That was definitely important. The crit on the Arachnid with Tapu Lele's Psychic and then surviving the liquidation with 2%. I expected a feint there, and I survived. And Lele being there was really important for later with the decisions they made, and I was able to just get another free switch into something later. Their Arachnid was gone because of my Lele. Wow. That match was exciting. And it's game, set, match. What a finish. How did I do this? Tapu Lele, you're a legend. It was down to accuracy in the end, yeah, with Focus Blast as well. Yeah, if there wasn't enough, like the first 2 rounds, Gen 3, you were up by the time we battled here. It's, wow, the Flash Silver says, you better not lose finals so we can still be the only 2 holders of the throne. Granted, mine is very small. That's because Flash Silver has only won 1 tournament so far. I've won 4. If I win the finals, then Flash Silver and I are still the only 2 with a win of a tournament. If my opponent in the finals wins, then obviously there's a new person. So there's always a chance, unless it's Flash Silver versus me in the finals, there's always a chance that someone new will take the crown. Lele as alleged. Coco was definitely MVP of the color tournament, if you remember. No true MVP in this team, however, Lele is important. And as I say, most important moment though, turn 22 of this battle. The crit on the Psychic and then surviving Arachnid's liquidation. And it was, where was it? Will you get the classic Alka luck? They say that at the start of turn 18. Turn 22 we get the double luck. It seems like the script was activated. Even if you don't win, you've made one heck of a comeback. This is why I like battling you so much. Okay, tell me how. I'd love to know, because I still wasn't sure right now. Eruption will do so much less damage, so Magearna may survive and kill Typhlosion. Then I resist Megalopony, kills the Flora Cannon, even Magearna faints if they come out with outspeeds. Yeah, base power 5 from the Eruption. A lot of options, a lot of thought going into like which Pokemon do I switch it with Lele, keeping Flower Ball. Eventually played it like this. Needed the luck for the Focus Blast to miss. Focus Blast missed, and wow. Flash Silver, thank you so much for this awesome match. Hope to play against you in a tournament soon again. I'm pretty sure that even right now, when we're in the finals of the 2 tournaments later in Tournament 8, I haven't actually faced Flash Silver since this match. So maybe the next one will be a super exciting one. We'll see. I'll see you all in the finals. Well, we'll try to once again take the crown. Until then.